Hey folks, and welcome to the, oh my gosh, way overdue unboxing of Freedom 5. And I mean, I don't know if some of you saw the picture, but we've got a lot to unbox here. Um, I've got an overhead camera. I'm going to be looking at things upside down throughout this video. I have my phone here when occasionally I want to do things. So we're gonna be cutting back and forth, but you're probably not gonna see a lot of my face. I mean, occasionally you might get a reaction, but honestly, you're not here for me. You're here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I don't even know. At least 15, 16, so much stuff. Now, I am actually going to start this with those of you who are citizens. So those of you who aren't getting the Kickstarter, because I feel like throughout the last 3 years, we've really focused on, most updates have been about the miniatures and the big Kickstarter box. And don't worry, we're going to get to you. But let's start with the retail box, shall we? So let me grab that. I'm going to actually step away because I'm going to need a knife to cut the shrink because I didn't even cut the shrink on this yet. So 1 second. All right, so let's start right here with the retail box. And like I said, I'm going to be moving things around. This is a retail. Also, I do apologize. We moved into this new studio. And we have not changed out these fluorescents and gotten new lighting. And also, real quick before I open this, I apologize. I am still recovering from this rib. So if occasionally I seem a little wincy, it has nothing to do with this game. All right, so here we have the retail edition. Get still in the shrink. We're gonna flip this bad boy over here real quick. We're gonna pop it open. Now, one thing you will notice about this one, and this is ooh, maybe I shouldn't cut things with a knife. I already scratched it up. Is this box is very stuffed. Pull this out here. This box has a little bit of a lip when it's in the shrink. That's because there is just a lot of stuff in here. But once you punch it, you're good to go. All right, so there we go. First thing you're greeted with is the Scenario Comic, Volume 1. And I'm gonna grab my phone here, so do this. Maybe I'll do like a little picture-in-picture here. We'll take a deeper look at this when we get to the Kickstarter, because I don't want to repeat certain things. So let's set that to the side here. Of course, we have the rule book, and of course, this rule book is the standee version. Cover the rule book later. We've got the game board, which again, I'm going to go into better detail when we get to the Kickstarter edition, because this game board is the same. The retail is really just showing you what you got. We have the actual standees themselves. Again, I think I'm going to do a quick pan and scan here. There we go. We have tokens. Trying not to get that glare. Yeah, it's better. All right, we've got a token board here. Let's see, we've got another token board. Another token board. And again, this is why you get things with that lip, because once you punch all this and put it away, then everything sits properly. So we've got, of course, the sideboard here. Let's see, we have our hero boards. So we've got Legacy, flip that over, Wraith, Tachyon. We've got Sub-Zero. And again, like I said, I'm going to go through these a little bit more during that. And then, of course, you have the retail tray right here. You know, maybe I'm going to change things up here. I'm going to flip it around this way. I'm going to hold this camera here so that you're getting this angle, And what's in the other screen is the live of me taking things out. So you can see there's nothing going here. Let's see, we got that. We got our dice. We got our meeples. Now, our henchmen. Now, as you remember, the retail edition just had the standard plastic meeples. We'll see the nice screen printed ones in the Kickstarter. We've got our hero and villains. We've got our unlocks. We've got Absolute Zero. Oh, these are our personal task cards. We've got the Mastermind Tracker. We've got the plot markers here. Standees. And then we've got our various cards. Again, we're not going to open any of this until we actually get to the Kickstarter. Okay, so I'm going to put this retail edition away. I'm going to grab a couple more pieces from the retail edition. And then we'll get through all the retail stuff. Then I think I'm going to open all the extras. And then finally, we're going to open those 2 massive boxes. I want to save that to the end. So if you are only here for the massive boxes, hey, skip right ahead. My team is going to hate me when they get here because I'm just going to literally just be shoving stuff off to the side. I don't have time to put stuff away. And shrinks. All right, so let's do Rubble and Ruin, shall we? So here is Rubble and Ruin. Again, we're getting a glare because of the shrink. Here, I'll cut over to the other camera. Rubble and Ruin. Flip it over here. We see a little pan and scan. This is going to get us those. This is, so for those of you with the retail Citizen Edition, this is a lot of what's in the core Kickstarter box. Citizens here on Kickstarter got this included, but in normal retail later, this is a separate product. So we had to make it a separate product. Let's go ahead and slice this open. I do miss being in the old studio with the old lighting. This new place just so full of fluorescence. Shrink. All right, so there's Rubble and Ruin. We're going to open this up. And contained within there, of course, we have the scenario book, which again, we will cover in the big box. So for those who are like, he's going through this so fast, I promise you, when we get to the Kickstarter edition, we're going to take our time with each piece. So just keep that in mind. All right, so we'll set that to the side. The standees for Rubble and Ruin. Maybe I can get that over there. You can also see it on the side camera. Do a quick pan and scan. And then, of course, we have misinformation. So we've got our villains and masterminds. We've got Unity. We've got more defenders. Yes, that's why. Those are in the Kickstarter. We've got more unlocks, which again, we're going to look at the Kickstarter, but as a reminder, I'm not going to do any spoilers. We're not going to look in all these envelopes. So, all right, so let's put Rubble and Ruin back away. And as you see, everything goes nicely into the tray. Obviously, before you punch it, that has to go there. Oh, it would definitely help if I put the lid back on, wouldn't it? And the lids are keyed. One thing we did with the storage trays was these little handles that allow you to take it out, but they also show you exactly how that tray goes back down. All right, let's put Rubble or Ruin. Look, the team won't have to put that one away. We'll set that there. Let's grab Cosmic Threats. So here is a Cosmic Threats. Let's see if we can get some unglaring. But again, once we pull the shrink, the glare is less. So let's go ahead and slice that open. Now, Cosmic Threats, of course, being this box being the retail edition, or the, those of you who added the retail version to your pledge instead of the Kickstarter version, this is the box you're going to get. Do a quick little, I'm going to flip it around, do a quick little look here. All right, so let me set that there. Let's open this sucker up, shall we? I'm also trying to look up here. All right, so. Looks an empty box. I'm just kidding. All right, obviously I have the comic. We're again going to look at that in the Kickstarter edition because they're the same. We've got the standees. Got Cosmic Omnitron here in his standee form, still large, but obviously it's going to be larger when we open it. Let's do a quick little scan here so we can see all the standees. And I mean, we're going to see them again in the standee pack. We've got our tokens. Now, first thing you'll notice in Cosmic Threats is it's going to give you a little note here. Do not add these tokens to the game until you're instructed by a card or a scenario. So when you first open this, these tokens, you don't just add them right into your game. The game is going to tell you when these tokens become available. Of course, we have the Mars base we'll look at in the Kickstarter. This one is also keyed, so we'll open it. One thing I noticed, they put this one in the, at least in the copy I opened, they put the tray in this way, or wrong way, because when you open it, you should, there we go, it's keyed. You should see the Freedom 5 logo. I don't know if that shows up on camera. Actually, maybe we take the glare to our advantage. All the trays have the Freedom 5 logo built in. And of course, in there we have Omnitron X and Young Legacy. We've got more unlocks. We've got the Villain and Mastermind cards. We've got Omnitron and Legacy's ability cards. Let me switch over to this camera so you're looking again. Go ahead and pop those back in there. We'll pop everything here. We are almost to the Kickstarter. Of course, this slot would be for those tokens in this version. Let's plop this back down. Really hoping I can upload this later. The internet's been going in and out here. It's been real fun. So, if not, I'll do it on Saturday or maybe from my house. All right, let's close this sucker up. I'm being so nice putting away the retail boxes, except for the regular retail box I'm leaving for the team. All right. Do we have anything else retail? Of course we do. What am I talking about? We have these three that are for the retail versions. All right. You know, if I can remember how to timestamp a video, I think I'll timestamp. So this first bit being retail first, and the second bit, that way you can bounce around. Okay, so let's set this to the side. We have the team up packs for, make sure I'm at least centered. They're the team up packs for the retail version, of course much smaller because they're standees. I mean, I can open them, but in reality, the only difference between these and the Kickstarter editions is simply it's standees instead of miniatures. But just so that you can see what you're going to get, we've got the cards that say you don't open them unless you've played at least one scenario comic with the characters. You've got your standee packs. We'll look at those over there. So not much to see there that we're not going to see later. But there we've got Guys in Chrono. And here, now I used to be really good at opening boxes, running my thing in. But I don't know if anyone even knows. I feel shrink wrap has gotten a little thicker. I've had games recently I can't run my finger through. And of course, Parson the Scholar, which of course were voted on by you back during the Kickstarter. There we go. So we got Parsons Scholar. Again, same thing. I will just do a quick here so you can see a more close-up view. But again, I know I keep repeating myself. I don't want anybody to think that I'm just like going through these fast on purpose. I mean, I am, but it's not because I'm trying to hide anything. We're literally going to look at all this stuff again. All right, so this is finally, this item was a requested piece. A lot of backers wanted to be able to get the minis of just the core Freedom 5 heroes. So this is just a unpainted mini pack of those heroes. I am going to open it, but it is just those minis. Some of you added it on. It also will be available in retail for those who want to just upgrade their miniatures for their heroes only. As a reminder, all of the extra heroes that were added on, or the heroes for Cosmic, all the villains, masterminds, those were exclusive to the Kickstarter editions. So this is just the heroes, except we did throw in one tiny little thing that we just thought would be a nice touch. We added in the upgraded mastermind tracker that you get with the Kickstarter edition. So you've got a tray here. Now, of course, you're not going to fit this in the retail box. So if you get this, you are going to have to make some choices or keep them in this box. I'm going to real quick just do a quick pan and scan over here with the camera. Again, just so you see them, we will, oh, well, I can get the detail here. So, all right, and then, of course, again, all trays. All right, so let's put that away. Now, that ends our retail tour. So this is live. This is where I would be asking everybody what they want to see next. So I'm going to pretend that you all said, get to the good stuff. And we should. We should get straight to the good stuff. So I'm going to grab the, let's say the painted. Yeah, let's grab paint. So here's what we'll do. We'll grab the painted for Kickstarter edition. So, let's see. I think this side is painted. I have so many boxes over on the side. I know you can't see me right now. In fact, I might have cut this. So, all right. There we go. There's the game in all its glory. Now, some of you might have noticed on the Kickstarter picture that I posted that the sizing of this game seems a little bigger than I originally stated. And the answer to that is yes. Yes, it is. It is a little taller. In fact, I believe the answer is it's 4 centimeters taller. And that is because everything didn't fit in Walter's original design, which actually caused part of the issue in that we had to, these boxes had to be handmade. They could not be machine made, which of course takes longer. You also know this isn't shrink. Those of you who were with me on Foundations of Rome, you're familiar with these bags. These bags are what happen when you cannot machine a box. That's no issue. It protects it. And then, of course, the box, this box goes inside an outer box that has protection on it with foam and things. So no issues there. But just in case you're wondering why this is glorified plastic bag instead of being a proper shrink, there is no way for the manufacturer to shrink this. All right. Oh, Lord. That is heavy. Look at that. Let's get this thing in all its glory at all the cameras, shall we? Whew. We got full art all around. Man, seriously. I don't know what this thing weighs. Let's see here. Let's see if I can get a... I'm going to say definitely weighs more than Does that weigh more? I think that definitely weighs more than Foundations of Rome. And to context, I think Foundations of Rome weighed, I want to say 14 pounds. This, oh, actually, okay, 1 minute. Apologies. I know it's about 20 pounds because 20 pounds is about what I can lift before this rib hurts. All right, so let's open this, shall we? Oh, Lord. This thing is so big that I think when I lift this lid, it's probably going to black out the camera. Here we go. And we're almost there, almost there. So close. And there we go. Look at that. That is a stuffed box. And I guess to give you some context, and I apologize to everyone at home for me doing this, but to give you an idea of just how big this box is. This fits my entire head up and down. Please don't meme that. But anyway, this thing is massive. I'll post the final dimensions in the thing. And of course, I don't know if you could notice with the thing, but of course we've got the UV spotting all around this. Everywhere there's a logo has UV spotting. Let me set that to the side. We also, and this is where I'm gonna, in case I forget, I'm reminding myself to cut over to the phone, the handheld. This is all of the backer names. So many backer names everywhere. Whew. Did we do them on the... No, we couldn't have done it on the bottom because that would be the thing. So, yeah, all the backer names are on here. All right, let's see. I'm going to call out a couple backers. Let's see. I'm calling out... Well, my eyes are not what they used to be. Let's see. We have Bjorn Anderson. Oh, hey, for those of you who are with me on Foundations of Rome, where the backer names were, how shall we say, if it sits, it fits, and randomized, I alphabetized them this time. You're welcome. I mean, I know that's such a, it feels like I said that half-heartedly, but seriously, I don't know why last time our person decided to do the randomization. Let's see, we got Brian Dupuy, and I apologize if I'm butchering names. Let's read out a couple more. Stefan Kraus. We've got Tyler Sager, Troy Bowen, Wesley Husky, Zachary Fletcher. Let's keep going, shall we? We've got Melissa Stankovic. How do I know that name from somewhere? I don't know. Martin Moran, Kit Armour, Justin Rockwood. I am very curious now if... So since Walter was the one running this Kickstarter, I actually personally backed this Kickstarter. I'm curious if I forgot to pull my own name out. That would... I don't think it's in here because although I backed it myself personally, I don't think I did a pledge manager because obviously I work for the company. There was no reason for me to upgrade from the DAW. No, I'm not on here. Okay. All right. So that's a couple names. Let's take a look. All right. So we have a rule book. I'm going to set all the components to this side, and then we will one by one go through them. We've got a rule book. We've got Scenario 1 comic, Vengeance. We've got Rubble and Ruin. I said we'd get back to these. We have the sideboard right here. We'll cover that in a minute. Again, I'm just going to take everything out, and then we'll switch to the other camera. We've got the game board. We have the trays for each hero, which again, we will go through each of those here in a minute. We've got, now, this is something I want to point out. You're going to notice that the tokens have fallen out. That was something that I caught late. Unfortunately, this copy clearly didn't get the update because she was kind of making sure that I got it before they went and bagged them. So basically, I got the first copies that they were ready to assemble. They've been stuck through customs and all that. But these tokens were added with a plastic bag so that they wouldn't do this. And I know it's not like important-ish. It is to me. And I know that for me, sometimes, you know, you want to punch a game. And if the game has kind of punched part of it itself, it's yeah. Plus, you know, you might lose something. So I figured, you know, just throw it in a bag. So just so you know, yours will not do that, but we will make sure we have all of our tokens before, and I'll probably pop them back in. We've got more heroes. So many heroes. We will open each of these individually here in a few minutes. This punch was the one that I was most like, please, you've got to give me a bag. And that's, again, why they have bags. Because, and I guess the important reason here is, you know, they had to put them like this because of the way this tray system is. And they had to go somewhere. I didn't actually originally understand why they didn't put it on top. It's something with the way they needed to layer it. So this went in a bag. But of course, this copy has been manhandled more than the normal ones. Several carriers bounced these copies around. So this has been shaken a lot. But again, just be aware that yours will, in fact, hey, it pre-sorted itself into the slots. Yours will, in fact, be in a bag. So that even if something were to get knocked out, which it shouldn't, you won't have this issue. But in the case of an unboxing, this actually helps me out because then I have less to punch. All right, we've got our dice. We'll take a closer look at those in a minute. We've got our henchmen. I'll talk about those in a minute. We've got our cloth bag right here. We've got, all right, yeah, we'll pull this up. This is hard to do from here. We've got this tray, which we will go through. Of course, we have our cards. I'm going to set this tray to the side. I want to put it here so I don't get confused. We've got, wow, those got knocked around. So glad they're switching to the bag. Put those in there. We've got all of our heroes and villains, or not our heroes. Why do I keep saying heroes? We've got all of our villains and masterminds and cards. So let's get that tray out. Oof. Now we have an empty box. Well, no, still have one of the tokens. All right, let's put that empty box over here. Let's put this tray here. Put these cards back in. Put this. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to switch over to the handheld so that we can get a close look at everything. All right, so let's flip this around. Let's look at the minis first. I know we've seen the minis a lot. Walter really focused on those back during his time. But no reason to not take a look at them one more time here. These are the painted minis. And here we've got Omnitron. Just came out gorgeous. I like that they went. I like that the paint scheme they went with kept with a comic book look. Now, you may want to put a wash. We actually discussed doing a wash on these at one time, and it was decided that we didn't want to, so I wanted to give you the options. But anyway, so there's Omnitron, and of course, masterminds are red. Villains are purple and heroes are blue, so that you always have a quick color reference. Let's see here. Let's go through all of these, and I apologize. It's I don't remember the name of everyone. I think this is Truth and Consequence. You know what? What we could do, we could also open the cards so that we can pair them up. So let me pop this open real quick. There we go. Because if we do a pop open, then we can do that. So let's put them here. Here, let's do it like this. Actually, let me do it like this. So we can pair them all up. So let's find Omnitron's card real quick. Let's see, he's going to be Omnitron. So here is Omnitron's card. Of course, nothing on the back of him. I can't tell you why, but because that's a spoiler. But so let's go ahead and put Omnitron here with his mini. We'll put him right on top. All right, next up, let's see if I was right. I remember that being Truth and Consequences. I know most of them, but once in a while. Oh, Truth or Dare. I'm dumb. I'm not dumb, but all right. So here we have Truth or Dare. And of course, this is their card. And this is them now being defeated. All right, so let's put them right here. We're going to run out of space. Next up, we have Proletariat. Proletariat. Sorry, I'm taking it away because I wanted to look at it in person. Proletariat came out incredible. That is just gorgeous. Of course, this is a villain, so it's purple. Let's find Proletariat's card. Glamour, Capitan, Proletariat. Here's Proletariat's card. Flip it over. Proletariat's defeated. And we will pop Proletariat over there. Let's do Greaser next. So here we go. Also came out incredible. I'm probably going to say that a lot here. Hopefully my camera. All right, let's find Greaser's card. I think I saw Greaser at the back. Yeah, here's Greaser's card. All right, Greaser, you're out of here. All right, next up, let's do Hammer and Anvil, I think. Let's go ahead and grab the card now. You know it'd probably be easier if I just picked a card. Yeah, why am I doing it this way when I could just do it this way? Okay, so, because I don't want to do any villains or masterminds just yet. So let's do Ambuscade. So here's Ambuscade's card. It's probably way easier. Ambuscade, there you are. Here is Ambuscade's mini. Just dust. Or is that a detail? Dust. I always forget sometimes I get minis. They're in a factory, so They have a little dust on them sometimes. So, all right. So let's go ahead and put Ambuscade over here. Let's do Ermine next. Here is Ermine's card. Of course, Ermine defeated. Ermine, where you at? Where you at? There you are. Let's blow that off. All right. There is Ermine. I'm impressed with how clean their lines are. Like, those are really clean. I mean, I couldn't have done lines that clean personally. They're just dust as well. Yeah. All right, I'll put Ermine out here. Let's do Friction next. Here's Friction. Good. There's Friction. All right. We'll do Freight Train. I'm on a freight train. That's not how the song goes. It's Night Train. We'll grab his card. Curious, did they... Wasn't part of the approval for these. Oh yeah, he's painted underneath the helmet. It's just hard for me to tell. But, all right, there's Freight Train. There's Glamour, one of my favorites. Here is Glamour's card. None of this is spoilers, so we're good. Glamour is here. Here's Glamour. I like that blue. Pulling away so I can look. It's actually hard. Minis always, for me, look weird on cameras, no matter what. So I have to look at them with my naked eyes. But all right, there's Glamour. Next, we'll do La Capitane. It's here. Here's the card. Defeated. Capitane. I really like this character a lot. Curious. Would love to see someone do cosplay as Le Capitane. Alright, so there's Le Capitane. Le Capitane. Ransom demands. Let's do Hammer and Anvil next. Oh, so let's show the cards first. That's what we decided. Hammer and Anvil. Back of the card. Okay, and here's the miniature. Nice solid plastics. I don't remember which plastic we went with this time, and I remember it was a little more premium, so you didn't get that softness. So they don't really have a lot of bend. They have give, obviously. They give, so you're not going to break them, but they go right back, see? That was a big thing for me. Sometimes you get a little softer plastic and you get that droopiness, whereas these are rigid so they don't droop, but they also won't just snap off. All right, let's put him over here. Let's do Mr. Jitters. Where are you at, Mr. Jitters? There you are. The boogeyman. Okay. Mr. Jitters is here. That's a face only a mother would love. Hello. Okay. I might be resorting. Is that dust? What is that? Oh, yeah, it's dust. There we go. It's moving. It's something stuck on it. But anyway. So. Seriously. It's like playing with G.I. Joes now for me. Need to wash that off later. Alright, Mr. Jitters, you go. Oh, lost you. You go over here. Now I'm just making a mess. Alright. I think we're down. Yeah, nope. We need the Baron who is just a villain. Because obviously, yeah, just a villain. So this is Vengeful Blade Baron. So this is him in his villain form instead of his mastermind form. So let's bring him out here. Silver going on there. I will get you. Alright, so let's put him here. Now let's look at some masterminds. I mean, obviously we already looked at Omnitron, but alright. So we have Baron Blade. We have, of course, his miniature. Okay, I'll put him over here. The mobile defense platform, obviously this is a token in the game, unless you have the, which we'll look at in a minute, unless you have the Hero Effects pack, which we'll also look at in a minute. So we'll toss that over here. We have Baron Blade, also his other card. Because you've got the Mastermind Vengeful Inventor that we just looked at, and then this one also that is his Mad Bomber. Oh, actually, no. This is kind of a thing, but you don't really. This doesn't help you. We've got the Secret Laboratory. This is a Mastermind that goes with Misinformation. So we'll just toss that to the side. Speaking of, here's Misinformation. Art came out so good. You'll notice, look. Woo, not defeated. Well, not even explorers. Where's her mini? Here's her mini. Of course, she was the secretary at one point. So let's put her here. There's Citizen Dawn. Now, Citizen Dawn also has more than one card. Ooh. The other camera's still going. It's funny. We'll put that card there. We've got this card for Citizen, the Idealistic Leader. The other one is Militant Metahuman and something. Here we've got the Archon of Revolution. We also have her this ransom demand that has to do with her. All right, and we'll grab her mini. Now, of course, you know, we've taken them all out. there's not. I don't think we'll look in the rule book. I don't think we did a picture of the way these go. You're never going to take them all out at once. You're only going to take out the ones you need. So it's fairly simple. I do recommend that you take a picture before you do. I failed to do so, so I don't even remember. I think I got her out of here. Yeah, I got her out of here. I recommend that you first open this, take a picture. I, of course, I've got a second copy. I'm gonna take a picture of how this is all laid out, and I will post it in the resources when we put the game up. All right, so let's take her. Let's put this here. Here we have, as I was talking about during the unboxing of the mini pack, this is the Mastermind tracker in the Kickstarter edition. And then, of course, instead of dice or red plastic cubes, you have the plot markers. So that's these, and these are in a nice resin plastic. A little fire on them. I like them. Oh, these through the camera. So in person, they don't have it as much, but on the camera, because I'm obviously looking in the camera like you are, I feel like they're gummies and I want to eat them, but they're very hard. They're obviously a clear resin. So, all right, I'm just going to toss those in there. Then we also have cards. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put the camera down, pop this open real quick. So you'll probably see me on the overhead camera popping this open. Okay. And this is going to be hard with the camera. So we've got our Freedom Tower Anarchy cards. I wonder if I can do this. Yeah, I think that works. Do this on the big. Now it's going to catch a glare, isn't it? Again, these overhead lights. Oh, you know what? I can do this though. Look. All right, so we've got Anarchy cards for Freedom Tower. We've got Anarchy cards for yellow. So yellow Anarchy. We've got red Anarchy. Green Anarchy. Blue Anarchy. So much anarchy. And spoiler, this isn't all the anarchy. Let's see. Now we've got... Actually, before I pull those out, I'm going to make sure this is there's a camera over here that was the camera that kept overheating. I want to make sure that it hasn't overheated because it's also the camera that is recording audio. So... All right, so let's move on to these cards. So you only unbox a game once. This is the problem I had last time. Like I said, I've had so much going on. I haven't had time to test all the well, actually most of it's old. All right, so we have in this pack, we have, looks like Defenders, or not Defenders, Bystanders. Bystanders, that's a hard word for me. All right, so we've got these pack of cards. I'm going to go here. So, of course, as I said, I was going to include the Kickstarter cards to everyone. What's the word I'm looking for? Dice Tower. Dice Tower Kickstarter Bystanders. So we've got Tom, we've got Ella, we've got Mr. Roy Canaday, we've got Stella, and we've got Tim Mediver. I don't know if all of you know Tim. Tim is a fantastic human, part of the Dice Tower. He runs Dice Tower West. All right, so that's that. Then we have the standard ones, the standard bystanders. I'm gonna fast forward through those to get to the ones that I'm going to go through every single bystander. We have our defenders. Now, these are the people who pledge to be in the game. And they actually make up the majority of your bystanders. So just to give you a reference here, we've got, these were the original bystanders that were intended to be in the game, right? These are the little Kickstarter pack from the Dice Tower. And this is some of you. So let's go through these one by one, shall we? We've got Mr. Michael Reynolds. We've got, and I apologize again in advance if I butcher your names. We've got Zach Hoagland, which this is part of a set, so I'm going to put this over here and come back to it. We've got Dale, the casual gamer. We've got Seth Hopwood. And again, thank you to everyone. We have Lydia Norgard. I'm not sure if there's a special pronunciation of that. I'm going to say O, but I know it's probably got a different name. We've got Best Buds. I don't know. I don't remember the names on these. They asked for Best Buds. We've got Mr. Dan Charleston. We've got Baz Krichek. We have Rhea Dawn Maylott. We have Andrew Reeves. Okay. I know some of you have met this guy. No, this is Mr. Sean Dornanfish, who keeps me entertained on Facebook with memes. We have Isla Renee. I love this card so much. My first cat's name was Isla. So the fact that it's the girl with the cat, I love this card. So this is Isla Renee. We have Miska, the goodest girl. We have Josh Lapuz. We have Jonas and Rebus. We have Kyle Woods. Peter Fors. Ben Lifson. We have the dentist. We have Philip Pontius. We have Stephen Collins. We're going to put this one here to the side. We have Casey Lee and the Lee 3. Adorable card. We have the Blue Room Youth Group. We have Tom Mad Dog Batchick. We have Brandon and Stephanie. We have Nate Levine. We'll get back to you. And we have Lake and Dylan. And I don't know this pup's name, but I want to. All right. You'll notice that this was a set of 3 folks who backed them together. As far as, each of them backed individually, but it becomes a set. So Stephen Collins, Nate Levine, and Zach Hoagland are all best friends, and they work together. So, all right, so that is going to be our defenders. There were other cards in that pack, as you can see. So we also have our Justice cards. So got those. We got like Night Patrol and Rescue the Reporter, Freedom 5 Unite. So we've got Justice cards. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 of those. We still have more cards to open down here. I love that we did all this. I love this tray, actually. It's actually a nice tray. All right, so I'm going to open this pack here. And after I open this, I'm going to see if that camera's audio dipped out again. Because the camera might just... It's my, it's a Sony, so the older GH5 seems to hold up longer. I don't know what's going on with that Sony A7 III something, I don't know. All right, so let's see, let's separate these. We've got these, we've got these, and then we'll, okay, so putting these aside, we have our specials. So we've got ambush, police, again. I like that I can use the tray like this. Got ambush, police support, quiet night. Let's see, what's cool? Ooh, tactical strike. So these are your special cards. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 of those. Plop those over here. And then we have our scheme cards. And these are the cards that, do bad things, but also can do some good for you. So we've got like a good one here. Well, this is all bad, but this is good. So we've got like on the move, running out of time that can make the mastermind move faster, rapid healing, obligation. Never good to get this. This is where you then have to pull a personal task. We'll take a look at those. I'm not going to count those. I think it's 45. Actually, the rulebook will tell us. So, all right. So, and then we've got Justice Rules the Night cards here. These cards... There are 6 of these. These allow you to not have to pull a scheme, but of course they're shuffled in. All right, and then we have our envelopes. Now, I am only going to open the first one, and I'm not going to take the cards out. But in the Kickstarter, you have, let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then a special one, and then a hostage. These are things you will only open when the scenario book tells you to, but we will open one of these, just have a look at what's inside, but without, again, spoiling anything. I am not going to open the card pack. So if you thought I was going to open the card pack, well, I'm not. But you can see, though, some of them are quite stuffed. So within that is going to be new things. So this one says teamwork, which means we know that the comic is also called Teamwork. So this card will say what it goes with, which you already knew. But on the back of it will be a card list. That was important to me to have a card list so that... if you want to reset all of this, you can. You can put all the cards back in their original packs. All right, so that takes care of the bottom tray. Let's set this to the side. I'm going to check the camera again, and we'll come back. Seems to be recording, so... maybe our audio will be good from here out. It's going to make editing interesting, though. Woo! Oh. You know what? I'm going to share with y'all how I cracked my rib real quick. Because, we talked about it. So before we move to here, I feel like you should know how dumb I am. I had a plumbing issue at my house. And the plumbers did everything, but they had to rip out some of my kitchen cabinets, and I have lath and plaster walls. And they ripped out the back stuff, and I didn't want to pay a lot of money to repair it in terms of once they put the plumbing in the wall. And I figured it was hidden behind a cabinet. I'd go to Home Depot. Instead of doing lath and plaster, I put up some of the lathe boards, and I just put concrete board back there, like 1/4-inch concrete board, because that was the same thickness they had plastered. Well, concrete board comes in 6-foot sheets, but it's a little flexible. And it wouldn't fit in my car. I got 2 sheets of it, and I put it in my car, and it was hanging out about this much, and I'm trying to close the car door, and I was like, I don't need 6 feet. I only needed like 4 feet of each board. So I decided to try to close the door with it bent. I'm like, if it gets messed up, whatever. And the door wouldn't fully close, but it had just latched. You know how instinctively you try to push a door closed first before reopening it? I mean, I do anyway. Well, I knew that that wasn't going to work, so I decided to run at this door full speed, put all my weight against the door to try to do it. Unfortunately, concrete board and car did not even budge that door, but my hand instinctively tried to save myself from it. And instead of saving me, my knuckle went straight onto the rib. And I mean, all the weight of me into the car, and then the car giving a ricochet back, and my knuckle cracked this rib. So I've been joking that I basically punched myself. I am feeling better now. I'm past the I can't move stage. So, but just so you know, that's this was my own fault. All right, so let's look at some more stuff, shall we? We've got the Freedom 5 bag that was included, and of course I already put dust all over it because this mat, this is actually the Foundations of Rome mat, the gameplay mat. I don't have another mat for this, but I know that this thing is terrible to film on, so I just flipped it over. But the back was very dusty. So we have the bag, nice drawstring, velvety bag. Bye. All right, dice. Let's open those. I'm going to put the camera down. You'll see me do it on the overhead. Throw them. All right, so we've got our dice. We've got blue dice, green dice, red dice, yellow dice, yellow dice. One stayed in the bag, and of course, Legacies die. One thing different from the retail edition is you, as Kickstarter edition, did get 2 more of each dice, so that's nice. You roll them. These are nice. I think these are 16 millimeter, so nice chunky in the hand, but you know, so that's our dice. We'll also look at the heroic dice here in a few minutes, but let's roll those away. Look at this mess I'm making. Actually, you can see it on the overhead, can't you? All right, let me put this down while I dump out the henchmen. All right, here is our henchmen, which are printed. Now, to answer, I believe there was a Kickstarter comment about are they double printed? No, they are not. That was a choice that Walter made, and I know it was a cost issue, but they are single-sided printings. They are, you know, blobs on that. All I can say is, you know, they're done, so it's not really something I can change, you know. It's something, you know, had I been involved in the project fully back then, I might have taken a closer look and seen if there was something we could do, but I think they look great. I love the printing on them. Get that up close. And I haven't finished it because it's really more of a nice touch. Reality, you're moving these on and off the board. So I think that was the reason you made the decision, is because you're moving them on and off the board so much. But I like that they all have a unique shape. And that actually I find is easier for me. Well, not for me, yes. I can find them quicker. But those who have some color issues. Now, these colors are mostly colorblind tested. I know that my old Gibson, when he worked on it, that was important to him. So I know that should be, and I don't know if that's going to work on the camera, obviously, but in person. But I have found that people with lower vision, they appreciate the shape. It's all being unique on here. They said that it makes it easier for them sometimes when they don't notice a color to find them. All right, so let's roll all the henchmen away. Let's get to these trays. I'm going to start with the core. Let me set this aside. I'm going to start with the core characters first, and then we will talk about the additional characters. So let's see. 1, 2, who am I missing? Oh, over here. There we go. All right, so there's our core. We'll put these to the side. We'll put these to the side, and we will open these. So let's start. Of course, we start with Legacy. What am I thinking? All right, so here is Legacy. Now this is the trays that each player gets their own tray. Each character. And of course, again. All right, so we've got Legacy. And then we have Legacy's other side. Interesting choice here that was made. I had actually voted for these to be cardstock. The choice was made to upgrade them to cardboard or punch board. So that's where I'm going to give Walter credit. That was the choice him and John, who is also no longer with us, they made. I was against this decision. I will be honest with you, but I think it's nice because then it becomes a nice tray there. And then we have Legacy's Mini. Legacy. Bright. And again, as said, blue is the color of heroes. So, and again, I have... Again, Legacy was actually one of the main reasons for switching to this particular plastic. There was an issue with the old plastic where either this would droop because he's being held by one leg. This would droop or it would break. So they tried the original plastic and it was droopy. And then they tried a more rigid plastic and he was snapping a lot. And now he doesn't snap. Like, he's got just enough rigidness to hold and not droop, but the right amount of bounce that I'm not snapping him. I'm bending, and he's not breaking, so he's good. In fact, I did a drop test a couple times. I mean, obviously not from like three stories up, but from a couple, basically the height of a table. I just kept dropping him on the floor with the original one, the new samples. And I did not break a single one. So there's Legacy. That's his thing. This is where you put any tokens that he needs or any tokens over time, anything he needs. In fact, this is actually where you'd also now would put Legacy's die. That's the first thing he starts with. But if he gets a set of these, we'd put a set of these action markers in there. And then over here, we have his personal task cards. So this is what I was talking about earlier with the that obligation. Now you've got to do one of these, and these are going to lock you up from your justice and special cards. So here's personal task. We'll look at one of them on the other side. Here is to deliver a passionate speech to a group of law students. And those go right here in this tray. One thing I do want to point out to everyone, your trays do have a number in the bottom of them. Now that number is not actually referenced anywhere else. But 501 is Legacy. And I'll probably, like I said, I want to do a picture of that too. I'll probably do something that says that, but what I'm going to do on my personal copy is I'm going to write 501 here or give myself a cheat sheet so I know. But the reality is you would have handed this tray to somebody and this would be the tray they have. So you would know, plus he only fits, but just so you know, that's why you'll see these numbers 501, 502 on any of them. So these personal cards go here. In fact, if you only want to keep tokens here, or you want to use this to, I think this is a multifunctional. You can also use it to hold cards during the game. Whatever you want to do. You could also keep his die down there. In fact, I think I'm going to, so I'll put it over there. But you've got his personal task. And now let's look at his ability card. So I'll switch over. You can and open this. All right. Switching back, we have Legacy's ability cards. And also we have his personal and hero card. That's going to go in our tray. And then, of course, we have all of his different cards. Let me get to a new one. Flight. Inspiring Presence. This is one of my favorite cards. Surge of Strength. And, of course, these are just your basics. You know, these are the ones you start with. Well, those are the basics. Now we have Flying Smash, Fortitude, another upgraded Fortitude, and then Hero Intercept. And of course, you can get better versions of these as you're moving through the game. Let me put these back down. I am making a giant mess, which means we're going to have to pause between. All right, so that's going to be... All right, so that's going to be a Legacy. Let's go ahead and pop that down. Let's plop that over here. And I'm going to real quick check the camera again. We're still recording. Yay! That would have been awkward live. Because, well, I mean live, y'all would have told me it's not recording. All right, so let's do Wraith next, shall we? So here's Wraith. I'm going to open this before we switch. Wraith. I'm going to take her stuff out so that we have it. Wraith is, let's switch back to the other camera. Wraith is 502. Here is Wraith's Mini. It doesn't seem to want to focus now. There we go. Here is Wraith's Mini. Back in our tray. This is Wraith's card. And you may have noticed, yes, see, it was corrected. And then, of course, these are her personal life cards. I'm not going to take these out because we looked at some out, but just so we can see it in the plastic here. Plop those down there. And then Wraith's ability cards. And then, of course, her other side. I don't think we need to open every one. It saves some things for you to see. I mean, there's always the TTS if you really do want to look at everyone's cards. All right, so let's put Wraith away. Nope. I like putting them this direction. I know I put Legacy that way, but I like this way because then I get them like that. All right, I think next we will do Bunker. So let me set this down while I open Bunker up. Okay, here we have Bunker. There's his side. And let's pull his mini out. This is probably one of my favorite minis. It's not focusing. There we go. It's probably one of my most favorite miniatures in the game. I remember back during the Kickstarter when I was still new around here, and Walter was running it, but nobody else had any 3D printers, so they asked me to 3D print these, and this was my favorite one. Every time I pulled him off my printers, and I sent it to them. So let's plop him in, and of course he has his personal tasks. That's Tyler Vance. And then of course his ability cards, and then obviously his hero and Tyler side card. And I said I'm not gonna pull all these out. Next up, let's do Tachyon. Switch back. Here's Tachyon. Set that aside. Let's look at Tachyon's mini. Try to focus. Focus. There we go. Whoa, that was weird. All right, here's Tachyon. And then Tachyon's cards. Tachy is 504. I think I actually did these in order. Tachyon, Meredith. All right, and then Tachyon's ability cards. And of course the Tachyon Meredith card. Put Tachyon back in. Oop. This is going to be a long unboxing. All right, finally, of the original F5, we have Absolute Zero. So let me get him open. All right. Flip him over. Let's pull his mini out. See if we can focus. This, when I was doing those 3D prints for Walter, was one of the toughest. I needed, because I was still new to a lot of 3D printing, I needed so many supports, and this kept breaking, and I needed so many supports in back here, and I would have to sit and clean it. But he came out beautiful. See if we can get a real close focus. There we go. All right, let's pop him back in. Thought there was red on there, but I think it just caught on the camera. All right, and then got his task cards as Ryan Frost. And then, of course, his ability deck. And then, obviously, the Ryan Absolute Zero flip card. Let's put him away. Now, let's get to some of these other characters. The ones that... Ooh, no, I'm saving it for last in the set. All right, let's do Chrono Ranger. I know there's actually a few of you still have Chrono Ranger as your Kickstarter avatars. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. So here's Chrono. I know this was Gibson, who was the original working on the game and handled a lot of the art. The artist, this was his particular favorite. I feel like he kind of modeled what he was doing with it. But so here is his card, and now let's look at his mini. Look at his bullets on the ground. It's a nice touch. And again, that semi-flexible but very rigid plastic. Are we getting is that focusing? Yeah. All right, let's pop them back in. And then, of course, we have Jim Brook personal task cards. his ability deck and his Gem/Chrono Ranger flip card. Let's put him right here. Let's do Unity next. So we have Unity, which is Devra. Set that there. Let's look at Unity's mini. Try to focus. It's really cool. I like it. I like it. All right. And then Devra's 516. Yeah. So personal task card. And then Unity's ability deck. And then the Unity Devra flip card. Put her back in. She goes in like that. Alright, and then finally, last hero in the main box. We got my boy, guys. I feel like I should be drinking a milkshake. I don't have a milkshake, I have a Red Bull. Not sponsored. But it's counteracting the medication that got me off of this rib. Alright, here we have, guys, Mr. Joseph King. Anybody seen is the Deadpool Wolverine movie out? I've been so busy, I haven't noticed if it's out yet. Is it out? Has anybody seen it yet? Is it amazing? Huge Deadpool fan too. Alright, here's guys' I mean, listen, obviously he's not Deadpool, but kinda. Alright, here's his card. And then looky. Getting that milkshake. Oh, it's not focusing. Focus. Drink that milkshake. My milkshake brings all these bombs to the yard. What? Alright. Anyways, bomb. Such a good mini. A splash of purple. Of course, guys is the one that gets a splash of purple by accident on the bottom. That's appropriate. Let's put him back in there. And then we've got guys' personal tasks. Because, you know, still guys. Always guys. And of course, we've got guys' ability cards, and I'm gonna open these, so hold on. Because these are just too good not to go through. So we have serious guys, and in personal we have casual guys. I love it so much. And then let's just go through some of his cards. We've got Cheese. We've got Guys Noir. We've got Guys the Barbarian. We've got Lucky Find. And we've got Prince of Love, featuring Le Capitan. Capitan. We've got Total Beefcake featuring Fright Train. We've got Extreme. Alright, so we've had enough fun with guys. Let's put guys away. Alright, takes care of that. We still got some more stuff to look at in here before I will have to pause doing everything, clean up, or, you know, push things out of the way. So let's take a look at this rule book real quick. Our contents or things, the HQ. So it's probably not even focusing, is it? We've got our rule book, but you get it. I don't think I need to go through the whole rule book, but so the way this rule book works is you learn all the basics of the game, how to play, and then it tells you to go play Comic 1. And then you just don't read any of this campaign stuff until you finish Comic 1. So no matter what, you should play Comic 1 first. Because that's the comic that gets the rest of how you play everything. Like you'll fully be ready to go at that point. So, and of course, since we did the painted, this rule book is the painted version. Which I think we actually did the painted version for both Kickstarter editions. There's only so many different rule books you can do of the same rule book. Let's open HQ board. I know we took a look at it a minute ago, but let's take a look at it again. This goes obviously on the side. You saw this in the playthrough video, so I don't think we need to really go. Of course, the board. Which again, you saw this. We've posted this map several times. We've had it in the thing, so I don't think we need to lay it fully out, but just so you see the board. But you know, it's a real board. Let's put that over here, and then we also have the scenarios. So as I said, if you got the retail edition, the main game has this book, and then that Rubble and Ruin is its own thing. But within the Kickstarter edition, you obviously get both books. So we were talking about Comic 1. That is Teamwork, which you remember. Let me switch to the other camera. You'll remember that, oh no, nope, too much glare. You'll remember that this was also the cover of that Unlock envelope. But so we've got our story, we've got our objective, we've got anything that's specific, and then we have the, I'm so sorry, this glare is terrible. We've got what cause those are mastermind tokens as they change. I really can't go too far to this book without spoilers. So let me, and obviously when you have it open like this, you can see everything. As you can see, when I first open it, it makes it harder, but once you open it and you lay it flat, you've got everything. So, but, so that is Vengeance. That has the initial scenarios, and then we have Rubble and Ruin, which has even more scenarios. Obviously, since you saw the scenario unlock envelopes, you already know how many scenarios there are, but these are pretty thick. And of course, as said, we had to go with the volumes, just because the way comic books need to be printed, we didn't have enough pages for each, and we would have just had to add filler pages for no reason, and that would have meant new art, and, you know, et cetera, et cetera. We wouldn't have, honestly, at that point, Walter and Steven had already departed, so there would have been, we wouldn't be done now. All right, so that completes our guys. I like that guys stayed standing. This table's not very firm. That completes the Kickstarter core. I do need to at least push things out of the way, so I'll be right back. I mean, for you, I'll be right here, but all right. And I'm back. All right, so now we have Cosmic Threats Kickstarter Edition. Let's open this up. Just so you know, these are the exact copies that I'm taking to Gen Con next week. So you want to come play this thing, touch it, lick it, taste it, smell it. I don't know. What do you do with games? Oh, play them. All right, so, well, guys would lick it and taste it and smell it, but let's open this up. Cosmic Threats. Smells like a new game. All right. So, let me get everything out of here. This also got put in a bag, but for this one, I'm going to put, you've already seen this punch board. You saw it in the, ooh. I love punch board that goes back together. You already saw this one in the retail Cosmic Threats. It's the same board. Just tells you, you know, do not add it. There's a slight layout difference because of the width here, so that's the only difference, just been laid out different. And of course, this will have a bag in your copies. Let's see, we have the Mars board. I'm gonna switch here over, so we're gonna go through this a little clearer. We've got the Mars base. I'm gonna switch over to this camera. I don't know how good my phone is, but so that's our Mars base board. Let's put that there. We'll come back to the Cosmic Threats, and let's take everything else out. So we've got Omnitron X. We've got Young Legacy, and of course this was voted on by you. And then let's open this. So this tray is obviously for your, for adding the things later onto here. And just so you know, yes, every tray for cards was tested with sleeves because obviously we offered sleeves. So, but we've got this tray. Trying to see if you can see what this tray is on the camera here, but everything's set to work with everything. Let's set that aside. This one, the reason this one is jumbled is my fault. When it arrived, I may or may not have stacked them all on this table here. And then this one fell on the ground. And it took a pretty hard hit, which I was very nervous that then I would open this and something would be broken, and nothing is broken. So, hallelujah. All right, so let's pull this tray out of its box so that we can deal with it. And of course, we've got the back of the box here. Let's plop that over here. I'm going to put this here, and then I'm going to have you on the other camera so that way we can take a look. So the first thing is Cosmic Omnitrons Mini, which now I'm going to switch it back over to the handheld. All right, here is Cosmic Omnitron. All his glory. Whew, that is a weighty miniature. I'm going to give you a sense of scale here. So I'm going to put him next to this Red Bull can. I'm going to put him next to this other mini. There's your sense of scale. Well, this is one of the average height minis. So, all right, so we have this one. Oops, it's not focusing. There we go. Seriously, I'm probably going to play G.I. Joes with these later. All right, so let's put him off to the side. I'd say he probably weighs, what does that feel like? I should have just brought a scale in. I bet he's over a pound. I know that. He's hefty. All right, so we're going to do the same thing. Oh, actually, let's pull these out. These are his drones. So we'll put those with him, and we'll get a closer look at one of them. These also are that translucent resin that we used for like the plot markers. Get a good look at that. There we go, it focused up nice. All right. And let's go ahead and open up the cards. That way we can pull them. So first we have Cosmic Omnitron. Let's focus here. Here's his card. And the back, obviously nothing, but again, you don't know why. We have Voss. So let's pull out, we'll do Masterminds first this time. So we'll pull out Voss first. Let's look at his card. Grand Warlord Voss. And then, again, you don't know why that's blank, but so let's pull him here. There's Voss. Try to focus. Keeps picking up the words. I'm trying to figure out how I can. There we go. Still a little fuzzy. But, oop, come on, focus. There we go. So there's Voss. Put him over here. Preparations for War. This is part of Voss, obviously, you can tell. Something going on there with an underground base. Let's pull Wager Master next. There's his card. Ooh. Little something going on. Where is he? Again, Masterminds are red, so it makes it easy. Let's focus in on his mini. All right, let's plop him to the side. Yeah, probably be better if I just put them back in, wouldn't it? Make like a lot more sense if I just put characters back in their things. There we go. That makes way more sense. Let's put Voss back in as well. These are the drone cards, so these go with the drones that we just looked at. Those drones. Let's pull Kronz. Here's Kronz. Oh, we're supposed to look at the card first. Come on, man. You set the rules, Robert. And here's Kronz defeated. Let's look at his mini. We will take a look at the unpainted, just so you know. Like not all of them, since, you know, they're just these unpainted, but we'll take a look when we open one of the other boxes. I mean, obviously, you saw the heroes unpainted, so you know what the unpainteds look like for most of them. Let's see, we got Tamar. What's this mini? And we will try to focus in on the mini. All right. That would have made more sense last time. Let's see, let's find Victor. I bet that camera's not recording again. Victor, where you at? There you are. Let's focus in on you if we can. I think his face came out one of the best of all the faces. I mean, faces are notoriously hard in minis. But, I mean, they all came out good, especially if you see them in person. You'll see if you come visit Gen Con or when you get your own copy. But I think his came out as one of the best. So All right, so there's Victor. Let's pull Argentinium. And here's that mini. Let's pull crossword next. All right, it's getting late. Cue ball is next. Okay, here's cue ball. Look, best face. Cue ball has no face. This is great. Sculptors did such an amazing job with this. So, all right. And then finally, greengrocer. Let's try to get a focus. All right, and then additionally, as we looked at all of the unlocks you had in the Kickstarter box, the core box, you've also got 10, 11, picking up where we left off, 10, 11, 12, 13, Special Edition 2, and then also special thing for Wager specifically, something for Wager Master. And then also Omnitron X has one, so these kind of backport to the character, and also one for Legacy, Young Legacy. So for those playing at home, that means you have, at its core, 13 scenarios there, plus 2 special, plus something special with Wager. All right, so let's open Young Legacy here. Actually, let's do Omnitron X first. So we've got Omnitron X. Let's look at Omnitron X's mini. See if we can focus again. There we go. Okay, and then personal tasks for Omnitron X. And of course, ability cards, and then hero flip card. And then I already know there's some tokens for that one, but again, you will need to discover this stuff on your own. And And then Young Legacy. Let's open her up. Okay. There she is. You know what I think is the problem with that, Sony? I think I reset it so that it has like a time limit. I think I set it goes into like a standby mode. So I'm fairly certain you're only getting audio right now from either the overhead camera or this. All right, so here's Young Legacy, Sminny. Let's see if I can focus on her. Come on. There we go. All right, and then she also has her personal life. There's Felicia's card. And also her ability deck, and of course her Legacy, Young Legacy / Felicia flip card. She also has something for in there. All right, let's put her away. Okay, so that completes everything for the Kickstarter edition of Cosmic Threats with the painted. I'm going to clean this up real quick and grab something else. All right, so I'm back. Let's open something tiny, which we'll have to do with the handheld here. Hollow foils. So let's open this pack real quick. So we have hollow foil for Absolute Zero. We have a hollow foil for Bunker. These are their special cards. So you notice these also have purple dice, so they can be used any. We've got a Chrono Hollow. We've got Guise's hollow foil. Oh, hollow foils are hard to capture on camera. These look great. I believe this is Legacy's hollow foil. Tachyon. This should be Unity. Yep. This is Wraith. This is Young Legacy. This is Guise. No, Scholar. Why did I say Guise? This is Scholar. This is Parse. This is my other favorite character. I love Parse. And this should be Omnitron X, Omnitron 10. All right, that's our hollow foils. Let me put those away. I'm gonna try to slide these back into the sleeve. Perfect. All right, let me grab something. You know what, let's do Heroic Effects Pack, shall we? Let's open that up. All right, I'll open it here on the overhead and then I'll switch to the handheld once we get it out. And this, for those who have the Kickstarter edition, inside that tray we looked at, this is intended to go here. I kept the tray from the Kickstarter game so that you knew where this went. So this actually has a slot for it. So there's a lip here so that this sits up and then everything else that's under it sits in there. All right, so let me check that camera. All right. So let's open this up. Switch you over to the handheld, so this will be upside down on there, but it's fine. All right. Here is our Hero Effects Pack. So we've got Scholars tokens. Let's go this way. I've got the Mobile Defense Platform. You know, I don't remember what half of these are. I should have had a cheat sheet. I don't remember what this is. I could be, nope, I don't know what that is. This is a freeze token for Absolute Zero. We've got a banana. I'll let you guess who that's for. We've got this. This is for parse. We've got this. Got these. I forget what these are for, who they're for, what token they replace. Again, I should have had a cheat sheet. This one. Actually, this might be for parse. I think this is somebody else. I don't remember now. I think this is parse's aim. Surveillance camera. We've got this. This is probably going to be your favorite one. And this is very hard to catch under these lights. This is metal, whereas the rest of these are like resin plastic, except I think these are regular. These are the regular plastic. The ones that need translucent have a translucent resin. This is metal. I'm gonna switch over here. I'm gonna clink it. That doesn't really work. I don't have anything. Here, maybe if I drop it, you can tell it's metal. Oh wait, here we go. It's solid. This little dino is solid. But yeah, this is the Hero Effects Pack. Oh man, we should have kept. You know what? Can we get Omnitron back out? I think we can. Hold on. Because this, yes, this is one of my favorite things. This slides on. How does it go on? I don't remember how to put it on. I did it here. You know, sorry. I'm gonna have to do it and then put it back. Oh. There we go. This actually goes on to Omnitron. That is so cool. So, put that back in here. And then I don't think we looked at this token. So anyway, that's your Hero Effects Pack. So let's put that away. Be right back. Slide it. All right, back. Heroic dice. Let's open this. I think this is just a sticker. I'm going to cut it anyway. Yep, it's a sticker. All right, so this is our hero dice. Whoop. Now, of course, you get 3 of each color in the heroic dice if you just got one set. So these are our heroic dice. These are not going to pick up on camera very well because, again, the fluorescence and lights are going, but you can see them. So that's our greens. That's our blue. I had concerns originally not being able to read these, but actually when we played, I was like, oh, these are great. I actually can see these just fine. But they are cosmetic. Yellow, red. They're just really cool dice. I'll be honest, if you're in something that has super bright overheads, they're gonna hit a glare and that's gonna then bounce off. But when I'm at my house and my normal playing, they're good. And then obviously Legacy also got his, which this is silver. It's a silver paint they used. But yeah, so those are our heroic dice. I'm just gonna plop them back in the box like this. What else do we have? We have, oh, what am I talking about? We have so much more. Let's look at card sleeves. Card sleeves. Apologies, I actually already opened card sleeves. At least these card sleeves. These are the cosmic card sleeves. So I already opened them, and I couldn't get them back in this plasticky thing. So I'm gonna set them off to the side. This is all your core game card sleeves. I am obviously not gonna open every pack of card sleeves. I'm just going to show you so many card sleeves. We got Legacy, we got Wraith, we got Unity, we got Chrono, we got Guys, Specials. I'm gonna hide those for a minute, hide those for a minute, hide those. We got Tachyon. You've got a lot of sleeves in there. We've got Absolute Zero. We've got Bunker sleeves. We've got your scheme cards, so you can sleeve all your schemes. We've got your Justice cards, so you can sleeve all your Justice cards. We've got your Bystanders. That'll sleeve all your Bystanders. We've got Anarchy Freedom Tower, Anarchy Yellow, Anarchy Red, Anarchy Green, Anarchy Blue. Hostage. Wonder what that is. You have sleeves for cards that you don't even know you have when you open the game if you have the sleeves. Henchman modifiers. We've literally never talked about henchman modifiers, but it's something that happens over the course of the game. We have augments, and we haven't talked about augments because you have to unlock augments. We have allies, something else you have to unlock. So that's going to be everything in your core, but then on top of that, over here, you have additionals. We have more sleeves because you're going to unlock other things. Wraith, Guys, Unity, and I will tell you, Cosmic will kind of give you a little spoiler that you know you're going to be getting things because there's just a few. You know that you're going to be unlocking some stuff for them. Modifiers, Wager, Special, Ally. Young Legacy obviously has a lot more because she's in this game as opposed to this box instead of in the original box. And same way with Omnitron. Also, Parse. This is where Parse's sleeves are because, you know, we had to put her somewhere. Even though she's, even though she's got her own box that we'll open in a minute, along with Scholar, this is the pack that we put those sleeves instead of selling you a whole nother pack. We decided to include those here, and then augments. You're going to notice you're going to need a lot of augments. Over the course of the game, you're going to really be able to customize. Those are sleeves, and you're going to be able to really customize your characters out over time. All right, now I have mixed all of the sleeves, so technically I think I know what's what. All right, let's open a map. That'll be the next thing. All right, Sleeves everywhere. All right, so these are the 2 packs for the mats. You have a single mat if you just, for some reason, just wanted one and everyone else at your table gets nada, or if you bought the pot 5. Now these are edge stitched. I'm only gonna obviously open one mat. There's no reason for me to open the 5-pack. They're all the same. These are premium edge stitched. So when you get these, they lay flat almost immediately. They have a nice pull to them. This is where you can put out your hero board, your personal task. You have spaces already for cards you don't even know you have yet, like ally cards. You've got your ability deck, your discard, your augment slots. This is where your specials and everything go. This is your justice rewards. All your cards lay out nicely on this mat. You even got your spaces here for your ability tokens. But yep, so that's going to be the mats. Not really much else to show there. You know, fair warning, when you're playing with the mats, the game does take up more table space. So do keep that in mind. I mean, I'm still playing with them no matter what because I love them. Let's throw the mats down here. Let's open Parson the Scholar. And you know what? Now, I feel like opening the painted, but I think this time I'm going to then open since we really, well, we've seen those, so it's fine. All right, so let's open Parson the Scholar real quick. So this is, as when we went through the retail, we had the Parson Scholar retail edition. And of course, I said we'd look closer in here because it's the same, except you have the trays and you have the minis instead of the standees. So here we have the tokens, which of course we talked about. The hero effects can do them. We have envelopes that you only open once you've played a scenario with them. So we'll set that aside. We'll pull out. Then we have their 2 trays. Put this aside. I am going to switch now back to the handheld. We will start with the Scholar. Now these, again, were characters that you all voted on. So let's open up Scholar real quick here. Try to get a focus. A lot going on with him. It's not focusing, is it? Yeah, it is. And then let's look at his mini. Come on, focus. There we go. I think his face also is another one that just came out incredible. Dude. All right, and then of course, Mr. John Rhodes, his personal tasks, and then his ability deck, and his John Rhodes Scholar flip card in there. We're not going to open those for now. Let's pop that. And my girl Parse. Let's open her up. There's the back of her card. Flip this over. And let's look at her mini. Try to get a focus. I love Parse. This is honestly my favorite. So while Geis is one of my favorite characters, Parse is my favorite character to play with. I like being the assist to everyone, and if you like being the assist, but still being able to hold your own, this is your character right here, right? I think y'all saw I played her in the TTS playthroughs. There's Kim's personal tasks. And then, of course, her Kim/Parse flip card, and then her ability cards. So let's put her away, and let's put this one away. And then, real quick, that's the back of the box. Now, of course, these won't fit in your... I mean, you could probably make them fit, but this was not meant to fit them because they were added on later into your original box. Only so much. That box is massive. And then, of course, this is the non-painted version. The difference being is, obviously, the minis are blue and not painted. All right. Do we have anything else? Yes, we still... This is your standee pack for those who just really wanted the standees. So those who wanted that, you have the option to just get the standees, like if you got the minis but you wanted the standees. So we'll plop that over there. Oh, we forgot to put the drones away. Drones. Oop. God, this is just so nice. And then I'm gonna pull these two boxes up, but again, there's not really much of a reason to open them. They are identical to the painted, except they are unpainted, you know? So again, Mastermind's all red, Villain's all purple, Hero's all blue. So they're the exact same, except they don't have a coat of paint. I'm not even gonna take this one out of the shrink, I think, so. Ooh, ooh. So, ooh. Seriously, I should not be lifting this. I should have gotten help. Okay, I think we've unboxed everything at this point. I did as a, oh, nope. Yep, I'm gonna have somebody else do that. As a last bit, I got this still sitting here. I wanted to, I talked about this in the playthrough. I wanted to show it to you just one more time. This was the original prototype that Richard gave us when he was working on the game. These were originally his standees, his tokens. These sort of things, this was his Omnitron. And obviously this was taken from the older Sentinels game the same way. You know, he pulled these from there too. He made some of them, but like these were the original cards. I don't know. I love seeing this sort of stuff. Well, originally these were mini cards, and it used these dice. I don't know. I just love seeing this sort of stuff. I think this is the thing that didn't change that much, other than, you know, obviously we made it different in terms of card, but this actually stayed pretty true to what he had originally done as far as things. I mean, obviously we did some changes and balances, and there were all these cards. But I don't know. I just thought it was cool if you saw like that was his legacy. I just thought it'd be cool if y'all saw a piece. Obviously, that's not a unboxing. Well, I mean, guys, it was. I took things out of a box. Real quick, I'm going to check the audio, and then I'm going to say my goodbyes because I have to edit this still. All right, folks, seriously, again, I cannot thank you enough for sticking with us. I know this has been a very long road. This has been a cloud over me, a cloud over AW, and the fact that this is now physically everything is done. Like they're getting everything wrapped up into the shipping boxes. One things we're doing I just want to talk real quick to you. One things we're doing to speed things up is as part of the putting everything in the shipping boxes. Like if you got the core game, a Cosmic Threats, and like the team up pack, that's being put into one big box. box, ready to ship. So, and the same way like the Core game, that's a ship ready box. So when they hit the fulfillment hub, and I will talk in another time about the changes with fulfillment hubs that are going to speed things up. I just don't I don't want to put that here right now, but there are some changes to the hubs we're using. But we want to make sure that basically it can come off the containers and immediately labeled up, ready to go. We're doing everything at every end to make sure that that process takes as little time as humanly possible. But so that's what they're doing. They're just getting everything in the cartons. Dustin is getting everything sorted with the boats. He's been in contact with our freight to get, we need this many containers. Here's when we need them available, blah, blah, blah. This needs to be at this hub. This needs to be at this hub, shipping plans, etc. So honestly, the only thing left that is the unknown factor in here is how fast does it get from port A to port B? That's it. That's it. And obviously that's out of everyone's control outside of the ocean, I guess. But thank you so much. I know this is incredible. And if you're at Gen Con, please come by, look at it, touch it, lift it to the table for me, because I still shouldn't be lifting things. And I'm very happy that this is getting to the table very soon for everyone. I hope that, I know lighting and audio issues aside, I hope this unboxing gave you a good idea of what you're getting. All right, take care.